Good afternoon and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. This is the Get Organized with Me hop, and we are doing craft room tours and showing just different parts of our craft rooms. And I've told you before, my craft room is very humble. It's the back of a room. It's the back end of my giant master bedroom. So I'm going to show you, this is a big old bookshelf that came out of actually my daughter's father-in-law's office, and that is my room divider. And so if I can do this, and the twist today is, I'm just going to do it very short, is what I have sitting on top of that, a sign my sister gave me that says, give it to God and go to sleep. You know, sometimes that's just what we have to do. They're just things that are out of our control, and we have to say, you know, it's out of my control, but I know whose control it's in, so let's just give it to God and go to sleep. So that's the twist for today. So I'm going to hide from you everything else while I get around behind this, because behind this is what I'm going to show you today. This is the back side of that, and I'm going to try to go through it. I'm going to give you a view here. I'm going to try to go through this with you kind of section by section. So we're going to start down here in this corner. Now this corner is usually covered up, because another thing I'm going to show you is my tower that I have, not today, but another day, my tower that I have all of my punches in. I do have a lot of punches. So right up here in this corner, that is just like, it's some trips with pictures, embellishments, things I want to use to scrap for those trips, or like some family tree stuff. And I've just got where when I get something that goes with it, I stick it in one of those big old envelopes and I put it up there. And then this is just a thing from, I don't remember, Michael's Hobby Lobby, but these are a couple of things like that. Those first three shelves are just some trips and things that are waiting to be scrapped. But these are my mats for my crickets, my silhouettes, and these are page protectors. That's where I just keep my page protectors to get them. Below that is really just like things I don't access very often. These are, you know, those little decorated scissors that we used to use, you know, with the scallops and all that. I have a few pair, whoa, I just threw them on the floor. A few pair of those in there. And then like, these are my blades, like for my Cricut blades are up here. And then these are blades for my paper cutter and that kind of stuff in that drawer. This drawer, I very seldom ever use those. It's all of those different, I do use the circles some, but it's that cutting system, you know, that I never use it anymore. I've got ovals, I've got squares, I've got scallops, I've got circles, I've got everything. But if I need them for a circle or something, I do have it. And then this drawer, I seldom ever get in. It's some of my sanding stuff, has chalk in there, my brayer, just some stuff like that. Below, well, let's go to this section. This is more office stuff, except for this one, and that's just bunches of scissors. Like when we do ladies retreats and some things like that, and we have craft things, I usually take those scissors. There are some good scissors in there that I use every once in a while. And then that's just my calculator and markers. That's more office stuff. Down below is just some picture storage. And then in those folders are just some of my business stuff. And that bottom shelf is just like folders and stuff, just storage. All right, then I have, if you can see up here, I'm going to take you the full span. The turquoise folders are my daughter's sons, my grandsons that my daughter has. She has 4. And the oldest one, this one, was born in 2012. And so my scrapbooks are by years. So he's 2012. And then I add the next one to it. That's Samuel was born in 2013. And then in 2015 is Nate. But it's like John Weston, and then it's John Weston and Samuel, then it's John Weston and Samuel and Nate, and then it's John Weston, Samuel, Nate, and Cooper. So I just add them to it. They don't have separate ones. This one on the end is where like we do cards for our shut-ins and different craft projects, or a card that I really like that I'm going to want to duplicate, I keep one of those in there for just as my record. Up on top, these are, you see me staging in these all the time. They're just like, I got most of these at Dollar Tree, but I stage like my swaps or something. These were literally my grandson's little plates, and I kept them, and they make great places to stage your swaps. And then this is just a little bitty one for something that doesn't need much. And then actually this I've got staged right now for pool party. I'm going to put that together here in the next day or so and get those mailed out. Then the red folders that you see are my son and daughter-in-law's boys, and I do the same thing with them. Okay, then we drop down to this section. This is where I keep a little thing with all my twists in it. Pretty much every twist I've ever done, I have a little thing written up in there. These are cards, just my cards that are finished, ready to send out, that when I need a card, or if my kiddos want a card to send somebody, I can go there. These are my acrylic blocks, and this is just plastic bags. I'm always putting things in plastic bags. I'm a baggy person. And then I actually have two more of these, but they're over on my sister-in-law's table right now. These are some paints, and then there's another one that has my tri-blend markers and another one that has just regular markers in it, and they fit right there. This is just my little paper clips and that type of stuff. Here is embossing. This is all of my embossing. And this is, what is that? Oh, this is glitter. I don't use my glitter very often. I do use my embossing. It has my embossing tool in it, an embossing pad, plus I have another one over in my Misty drawer. And but then the glitter is below that. I don't use my glitter very much. Then these drawers, these are all of my re-inkers for all of my ink pads. My distress inks anyway. Those are my re-inkers. These are my pastes and things like that. I don't use pastes a whole lot. I do use my snow quite a bit, and these are really neat, but I don't use them a whole lot, but I use them every once in a while. And then these are my watercolors. I have some watercolor markers, watercolor pencils, my actual watercolors, and I do use those some. Especially on cards. And then below all of that, this is a Disney trip that I have not scrapped yet for my daughter's kiddos. This is a bunch of miscellaneous stuff from me and my friends. This is Morocco and Paris, a trip I want to do. This is just random stuff, I think. Down below that are my wooden block stamps that I still have quite a few of and use. And then next to that, this is my supply of tape runners refills. And then, without making you sick or dizzy, let's go back up here. These are my embellishments. This shelf is primarily embellishments. And then I have another place I keep embellishments, a big thing. But these are just those little containers. Like, these are extra flowers that I've punched out. This is greenery, that kind of thing. Just, that's what all of that is. And then down below that, these are done by color. There's coral, reds, yellows. I just keep those in there. And then these are mostly stickers and some alphas, but I don't use alphas very much anymore. I actually got rid of most of them. I kept some that I liked because I either do them, I do them mostly on my Cricut or Silhouette if I'm going to do that. And then this is like where I keep my little bitty scraps, like to punch, to put in these, like my little flowers or something. And then this is, and I'm going to have to redo, let me get this out of the way for a minute. This is something that I've got to come up with a plan, because these are my swaps. And I keep them in little baggies. It's really not that hard to go through and find, but there's tons of embellishments in there. And they're mostly, ooh, I keep dropping things. They're mostly my embellishment swaps. And I really would like a better way to store those. And then I tried a folder. This is a folder that has embellishments in it, and I don't really like that. I know it works great for for Ginger and some of the other girls, but I forget to look in it. Oh, sorry, I'm dropping things here. I forget to look in it. And so I've got embellishments in there that I actually forget to use. And then these are some, like, when we go on cruises and we, take pictures, that's what's in there. And I will eventually put them in scrapbooks, or I have some of them actually mounted. I may just leave in there. And then these are my 2 sets of boys, and these are just their school pictures, and I do really cute layout of just their school picture each year. Then any other pictures, first day of school, all that kind of stuff, goes just in their albums, my chronological albums. But I like having just their school pictures, and you can just watch them grow from kindergarten. I got one that's going to be a 6th grader next year, and it's so much fun just to go through there and watch them grow. So I do that school year every year. And then on this next level, these are just like some paint brushes and a water brush and that type of thing. There's a Xyron down there. Actually, this is my get rid of box, and eventually that will go to Ginger for blessing boxes. And these are a bunch of cards that we've done in workshops and retreats, and we had some left over, so I've got cards that if I need to, we can use for different things. And then these sets of drawers, these are borders. That's just a bunch of border strips and different, like, glittery border and all kinds of stuff in that drawer. Those are just borders. These are my border punches. This is a Creative Memories border punch system that I really like. And then I've got some just regular border punches in there too. And then this is a trip. That's my trip to Turkey that I haven't done. This is just my label maker, and then a project my grandson has going. And then this is fun foam, and then I think that one's empty. So that's this big huge cabinet or bookshelf from behind. It's a room divider, and then all in behind there is my craft space. And like I said, it's not the big pretty fancy craft room, but it serves my purpose. It's what I've got. I could give up another bedroom, but I've got a playroom for my grandsons, and so that's the way it's going to stay for a while. And so, you just don't have to have the big, full craft space to be happy and to enjoy crafting. As long as you get it kind of organized where you know where your stuff is, just any space will do. And I love my space, and I live in my space. I can see out the window. I can see the TV. I can watch my grandkids. They're usually playing on the TV, and I love my space. So thanks for joining me. It's humble, but it's my space. And thanks for joining the hop, and have a blessed day. And most of all, be a blessing to someone else.